Hey, what's up, y'all? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to Seaopolis 2. I think this is gonna be episode 9. So let's pretend this is episode 9. So welcome back. In the last episode, what did we do? We did a bunch of stuff. We got through the tail end of the Electrum Age quest line. We got our Industrial 4 going and made, and we made it all the way through to making a pink slime block. So we're going to continue today. So in today's episode, we're going to get into Nether Matter, which unlocks a whole slew of really cool mods that are going to just kickstart our resource generation into overdrive. Because right now, as y'all are aware, we've been doing a lot of this stuff manually. Well, it's kind of because I just didn't want to waste time automating all of the earlier phases when I knew things like mystical agriculture was coming, where we can grow everything. I mean, you can grow almost everything. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is editing, Big Wooly here, and you'll notice something about the footage you're watching. It doesn't quite fill the whole screen, and it's missing the bar down across the bottom where you can, my hot bar, my health, all of that. The mini map, it's missing about 30% of the right hand side of the screen and all of that. So for those of you that don't know, I had some water damage in my house recently that I've been dealing with. So I recorded the episode before this one on my wife's monitor upstairs because my office is downstairs. Well, when I brought my computer back downstairs to record this episode you're watching now, I forgot to adjust the canvas. So, yes, I know, you're missing my hotbar, you're missing the mini-map, but in watching through the footage, you can see most of the important parts, and if I notice that anything is missing that you may need to see in editing, I will try to put in a short little clip or some text on screen to help give you the context you may need. Thanks for watching this, and I shall return you to your regularly scheduled programming. So as usual, let me take you on a real quick tour of the things I did off camera in between last episode and this episode. So we had our one cube where we were doing colorful matter, which I think is empty. Let's go double check, make sure it's empty. Yep, see, it's empty. So this is no longer needed. We're gonna tear this down and take it out of here. I moved it into this compact machine and all of our other fluid transformations. As you can see, I made another floor. And so I moved the colorful matter transformation in here, and then I set up a secondary setup for it to feed into our nether fluids. So we mentioned that briefly at the end of the last episode, but in order to get the nether organic matter, it has to be transformed. The nether transformation powder has to be dunked in the nether organic fluid, which is what we needed our pink slime block for. So this is the same setup for fluid transformations that we've used for all of the other tiers. So I went ahead and set this up in between. I sat there and murdered a bunch more cows to get 2 more pink slime blocks so we can have the same little setup. And then we have one side of the item pipes extracting right there. Let me see if I can get a better view without me bouncing. Okay. Yep. So we've got these 3 are going to pull out the block once it's converted. These 3 are going to insert the nether transformation powder once the fluid has been converted. And this will automatically convert our nether transformation powder into nether organic matter. Now, to save everybody some pain, I went ahead and did some work in between. So let's grab out some nether transformation powder. We're going to toss it in here and you'll watch it get pulled through and the numbers come up. And then this is all it does. So waits on the fluid to convert, same as we've seen, drops the thing in, rinse and repeat. So now we have nether organic matter. Let's go back out of our compact machine. And then just to kind of kickstart it, because the auto hammers are still a little slow, we're going to put this in here. And then this is what I've been doing to get us more colorful. I was doing that off camera. So we'll pop this in where it goes. For the colorful, well, actually, this needs to go through the seawater first to get turned into coral. And then the salty organic matter, we're going to do that, put that one over here in our waterlogged sieve just to get a little bit more. I put our nether in the wrong one because it can't go through the waterlog. So let's toss our nether matter in here. We're going to let that roll. What else did I do off camera? Oh, I had to make a ton, and I do mean a ton, of latex to get our 16 plastic. So I'm still being too lazy to move the machine. So I'm just taking this little fluid tank and I'm putting it over here to convert. It's pulling it in auto pull from the top, all of this into tiny dry rubber, which I do believe we have everything we need as far as tiny dry rubber goes for right now, but we have more should we find that we need it during this episode. So what else did I do? Oh, I temporarily moved this so that I can pulverize the colorful stuff to get more diamonds and redstone. And I think, oh, latex. Yeah, so I put the latex on just the default white, and I have it automatically going into this ender tank so that I can get a little more storage for it, and it can build up passively in case we find ourselves needing more plastic for other industrial foregoing machines going forward. I just kind of wanted to build a little buffer, so an ender tank holds 16 buckets, and I can access it anywhere just by throwing an ender tank down. So that was another thing we did in between episodes off camera. We've sieved a lot of materials just to make sure we have the things that we need as we progress today. So hopefully that's going to get us pretty close to done over here. I'm just going to spam click this. So for those of you who are late to the series, right clicking this makes it sift faster than the click machine will. So if you've got a bunch of stuff you want in a hurry, you can just sit here and right click this to rush a bunch through. It'll still feed them in. It just, you manually clicking does it faster than the little click machine. All right, so let's pull all this out and get a whole mess of achievements and see what we're missing. Nothing. All right, looks like we got one of each of those. Let's grab these rewards in case we get any extras of any of the items. And now we're getting nether quartz, which was actually a holdup on something I was trying to do in between episodes. So that is great. Is this still processing through? Yeah, we still got some more processing, so we'll let that do its thing. And as I told you guys in between episodes, I got us the 16 plastic we need for chapter challenge number 5. Wait, 4. No, 5. Yeah. So let's turn that in. And loud noises incoming. Come on. There we go. All right, is this the end? No, this is netherite. Craft a netherite upgrade. All right, so these netherite upgrades are going to make our auto hammers and our auto sifters extremely fast, but there's a problem. It needs 8.1k RF a tick to do one of these upgrades. I thought it said we got 4 of them. Oh, we did. Cool. They just don't stack. Now, our power generation, we're only making at max when it's draining and being used. The max is capable of making is 640 RF a tick. So we need something like 20 of these just to power one netherite upgraded sieve. So for right now, these upgrades just gonna go in storage because we don't have the power generation to keep up with them, but we are going to do something about power. We were waiting on something that we can get into today, which I'm excited about. We were waiting on, I don't even think it's part of the quest line, is it? Let me find it. Where is it? Okay, right here. we need to get to flux dust so that we can get into flux networks to wirelessly move power around. I don't think we have the cyclic stuff for for wireless power in here. Yeah, nothing. We don't even have the cyclic mod at all. So, and I'm not really sure of any other wireless ways to move power. So we're going to need to get here, which is locked behind silicon for refined storage and the infusion altar from mystical agriculture. So, what does it want us to do next? Where do we want to go next, I guess is the question. I think going down this pathway here to get into mystical agriculture is probably going to be one of our best bets. We also need to make some soul sand, it says. So how does it want us to make soul sand? Soul dust and sand, and we just combine them. Well, that's easy enough. We've got plenty of sand. So we can do that, and then that's going to get us access to blaze rods, or blaze powder, which we can then make a blaze doll to get blaze rods. That'll be fun. Cobbled soulstone, what is it used for? Let's see. Okay. Soul cobblestone. All right. Netherite ingots. So we can make netherite ingots. Let's do that real quick. That'll get one of these quests out of the way. So netherite ingot. There we go. And that's the scraps we got from sieving the nether organic matter. That gets us one of the quests done. All right, so now for mystical agriculture, we're going to need to make inferium seeds. We're going to need to make solium seed or prosperity seed bases. We're going to need to get into prosperity gemstones. We're probably going to need to get into solium dust, which will be interesting. Oh, I bet you we're going to have to turn this in, smelt it, and then hammer it down to get to that. Or no, just soul dust and glowstone dust. Okay, let's mark this one too. All right, so down the mystical agriculture rabbit hole we go. Let's see. We're going to toss all this stuff into storage to get it out of our inventory. All right, and so now we have inferium seeds. These grow the inferium right there that we will need for all sorts of stuff. Although, how much are we going to need to grow if we can get it from sieving, right? So we may or may not need to set that up, but you can grow it in a botany pot and it just produces like any other crop. So now, prosperity seed bases. This is how we're going to make seeds for other things. So we should have everything in storage we need for those. There we have it. Prosperity gemstones. Yep, we should have more than enough for those. And solium dust, which we're going to need a good bit of, but we'll go ahead and get a few. And that's going to get us pretty deep down into mystical agriculture quest line. All right, we're going to need to make the inferium gemstone, and this is how we get to other tiers of mystical agriculture essences, soils, seeds, all of that stuff. So we're going to go down this little rabbit hole here to finish out this tail end of the quest line. So let's make infused gemstone. While we're in here, let's go ahead and just bookmark all three of these next ones that it wants us to do so that we can get them done real quick. So there is our inferium infusion crystal. And then we're going to use that inferium infusion crystal to make the prudentium, which we need 4 of. And then we're going to use the prudentium. Let me find our inferium. To make our prudentium gemstone. And that takes us down all the way to the bottom. Now, let's go up in this quest line. We're going to bookmark that one. Bookmark the solium dagger, soul extractor. This is how we're going to get seeds for lots of stuff. Animals, wither skellies, all that sorts of stuff. We're going to go there. Let's go ahead and go there. Go here. Oh, we don't need to bookmark those because we're going to sieve soul sand, it looks like. All right, so let's make some soul sand. Can I make like a stack? Cool. Can I make like 2 stacks? Not quite. Awesome. Now we can remove those. Now, where were we? Want some more of the dust. Let's go grab some more. We should have a little bit more back here. Wrong setup, but that's okay. Okay, soul cobblestone. Make some of that, just one of them, because it said to. Now, the soulium dagger. We're going to need to get these ingots. Oh, it wants me to make a prosperity ingot. Prosperity ingot. There we go. We'll just make 4 for now. Okay, and then we'll make these 2. 1, 2. And then a soulium dagger. Needs a gold sword, which we can make. There we go, the soulium dagger. We're going to need 2 more soulium daggers. Okay. And then we need 2 more gold swords. Gold swords. What does it want? It wants more of these. Okay. That should be enough. What are we missing? We're missing a machine frame, which we can make. And there's our soul extractor. Then we need 1 more soulium dagger, and this will be for gathering mob essence. Like you go stab the mobs with them, I do believe. If I remember right, or I might be mixing up mods. Okay, so now soul and soul sand requires an emerald mesh or better, so we can sieve our soul sand in here. Let's just toss in all of it. While we're waiting on our soul sand, I figured I would come and drop off some more of the coral larva in this setup so that we can get more colorful organic matter colorful transformation powder through the system. Then we're going to toss all of this coral in here to get pulverized to turn into our transformation powder. And let's go put what we have in here in our setup. So let's see, colorful. Yeah, see, off camera Wooly did decent and got some of this going for us. There we have it, 34 more. And since we don't need this stuff immediately, we will just toss it into one of those auto sieves, let it work through. Those inferium seeds go away. I will make some, actually, let's see, are we waiting on soul sand? While we're waiting on soul sand, let's make a botany pot. And then we'll go over the basics of how to grow some of these things. We're going to need the botany pot anyways, because we do. We've already got 1 hopper there, so let's make, cool. That'll make 4 total. Sweet. I wanted to make the hopper ones. Why did you only make those? Hopper, okay. There we go. There's 3. And now, there we go. So now we have 4. All right, so first things first. When you're growing anything from mystical agriculture, you have to have the right soil in the pot for botany pots for it to grow. So if it's an inferium tier, you need inferium farmland. If it's a prudentium tier, you need the prudentium farmland. So how do I get the farmland, Big Wooly? Well, it's easier than you would think. So let's see, inferium farmland, right here. As you can see, we've got a couple crafting recipes, and there is another way you can do it. So let's say you've just got tilled dirt on the ground. You can right-click it with inferium essence, and that will make it into inferium farmland. But as you can see right here, we can just craft it in our grid as long as we have a hoe, which we don't. We do, just not the one it wanted. And so now we can make some inferium farmland. I'll just go ahead and make all 4. And then we'll grab back out those inferium seeds just so you can kind of see the process here. So if we take a look, let's put up the stuff it gave us that we didn't want. If we take a look here, now we'll set these up downstairs somewhere later where the hoppers can be used with drawers and whatnot, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So if you put in your farmland and your inferium seed, you'll notice it starts to grow. This will just grow inside that pot and grow us more inferium, which we don't really need. So I'm not going to set up a bunch of these with inferium seeds in them because we're getting inferium from sieving the organic matter. If we get to the point where we need more, we can get into it. We're probably going to want, with some of the resources we do put in these, we're going to want to upgrade these botany pots for faster speeds, which we will get into probably at a later date. So let's go check and see if we have all of our things that we're supposed to get from our nether matter. I bet we do. Right up here in this chest. Blum, blum, blum. Hey, look, it lit up like a Christmas tree. Yay! Ooh, it gave us... How many soul jars did you give us? Oh, you gave us 1. I mean, it's better than none. That's for sure. So let's put the rest of this stuff back in storage. We don't really need it all in our inventory. Ooh, 27 gas tiers. Nice. Put that soul sand up. Put that up. Inferium can go away. We're going to hang on to this soul jar because we're probably going to need to make some more of those when I start showing you guys how we can make various seeds using the soul extractor. What's next? The blazing doll can be used on a barrel to spawn a blaze. Okay, we'll make one of those. Corrupted catalyst. When placed underneath a barrel of water, it will be transformed into witch water. Okay, we need to make one of those. Let's make them. Blazing doll. What are we missing? We're missing the porcelain doll. All right, so we need porcelain clay. Plenty of that. Okay, so now, porcelain doll. There we go. Uh-oh, our storage is full. I noticed that in between episodes, but we are very, very close to refined storage, which will help clean things up. So here is our blazing doll. Let's make our corrupted catalyst. Okay. So that gets us witch water. Now let's go see when placed under a barrel. Okay. Skeletons can be transformed into wither skeletons if they touch witch water. Interesting. How would you do that? How would you get a skelly? Could we use like vector plates in a farm? Because we're getting skeletons in our mob farm over there. Well, we might have to think on that one for you guys to go up that route. And then blazes. Drops from blazes. Okay, so let's take a barrel and put it down. Add to a barrel of lava. Ah, so it can't be a wooden barrel. So we need a stone barrel. Stone barrel. Okay, and then we need an iron bucket. All right, now where's our lava? Do we have lava out at all over here? We have our ender drawer of lava. Okay, so this is probably a bad idea. It's probably going to set everything on fire, but we're just going to summon him right here. Let's grab some lava, put it in the barrel, right-click that, and we should get a blaze. And I'm on fire, but we got no... blaze rod. Well, that stinks. So as you saw, we got no blaze rod from that one blaze. I'm going to pause right here for a minute, and I am going to gather some resources off camera so that you guys don't have to watch the grindy bits while I summon a bunch of blazes to try and get the one blaze rod we need. And we're back. Y'all may notice that enchanting setup was not there when I went AFK a minute ago. So I killed, I don't even know, a lot of blazes and got no blaze rods. So I was like, well, let me get some looting. So I enchanted up a sword here with looting. Believe it or not, it said looting 3 on the table, and it gave me all of those other enchants on it. So then I proceeded to kill some more blazes and got us some blaze rods, which completed that piece of the quest. While I was doing things without boring you guys while doing them, I went ahead and gathered up some of the resources for the next chapter challenge. We have not even unlocked everything for this chapter challenge, but I figure we'll go ahead and turn in what we got while we're here today, just to kind of give you an idea how much you can get done in a little bit of time. And so all of these were, the only one we haven't done on camera together was crafting the quartz enriched iron, and that is super simple. So making the quartz enriched iron, which is something we will need more of for refined storage. Oh god, I turned the machine. You just put iron and nether quartz in your induction smelter. I think it's 2-to-1 on the ratio. And it will turn into... it's 3-to-1. And you get 4. So, and that turns it into quartz enriched iron. So that's how you'll get that for all of your stuff for either AE2 or refined storage, whichever route you go. Now, next on the list, we are going to need to make this infusion altar and get it set up. I want to get it made for us today, and we'll see if we have everything to make our first dimensional shard, but if we don't, we're going to wrap up and call it an episode, but we're at least going to go ahead and craft the items we need to craft. And so to make that nice and quick for us, I stuck the tertium that we'll need in here, which is made the same way as the prudentium that we made on camera together earlier. So now, let's see, we need an infusion altar, and we need 8 pedestals. Let me put these up here. 6, 7, 8. All right. So now, this is another one of those things that, like, it's has to be put down in a certain pattern in the overworld. So to do that, we're going to grab our altar first, and then you're going to notice that when we put it down, it's going to give us the outlines to tell us where the pedestals go. So all you have to do, place your pedestals in these little shadows. And now we are ready to make seeds and various other things. So we'll be able to make seeds to grow resources. There's actually a pretty good list of them in here. So if you just go at mystical and then seed, it'll show you. So all of these are seeds that we can make to grow. Air, earth, water, and fire are the elements. Those can be used to make all kinds of stuff. Food, logs, I mean, just lots of things. And then we can grow stone, dirt, wood. Well, there's wood seeds. I think you combine wood with some of those for the different wood types. Ice, amethyst shards. I mean, you could pig, cow. You can grow all of those, and then you can just craft the resources that they would drop. There's a whole list of them. So we'll probably be getting a bunch of this stuff going. Blaze seeds, so we don't have to kill any more blazes. That would be really nice. We'll get into that in another episode. So let's see. We've completed all those. It wants me to make the crystal there, but I think the thing we want to make is dimensional shards. It wants fusion. What does it want me to make? Tertium essence. Okay. So hold on. Let's go see what it wants me to make. Oh, did I make more than I needed? Always look at your quest rewards, people, because I now have 4 infusion pedestals I will probably never use. All right. what are we waiting on for dimensional shards? So tasks. Oh, silicone from the refined storage quest line. So we've completed that. It wants us to make this. So let's see if we can get that done, and then we will call that an episode. So prosperity seeds. We'll grab some of these nuggets. And that gets us there. And then off camera, I went ahead and crafted up our fluid encapsulator for the quest line up here. It's just the same stuff you've seen. Made some copper gears, used the prosperity ingots we made, got that made for us. There's our prosperity nuggets. Let's go ahead and just grab those in case. Okay, it's just B-Bucks. All right. So now the other thing we need, I skipped ahead, I peeked, is we need molten silicon. And we're going to make molten silicon by piping it into the fluid encapsulator, which I'm going to need power for. What do you have in you? Just water? Okay. So we can kill that. Move this. Let's just put this here for now. All right, so fluid encapsulator, and it says we need the molten silicon. So if I tell this to auto output to the top, and then I can tell you that you can input from the bottom. All right. Now that's going to fill up for us, and I do believe all we have to do is toss prosperity shards in there, and that is going to get us into our silicon for refined storage. So we'll let this finish up, and there we have it. To get the silicon here, it's just sand in your magma crucible, which we were already using for making the latex earlier to get our plastics. So just let it process through that and threw some sand in here, and that's getting us our molten silicon. So let's see where the quest line takes us now. It's going to give us some more silicon. It wants us to make a 1K storage part and some processor bindings, which we should have all of that we need to. So let's see if how far we can make it here, but we're probably gonna, I'm gonna call it right after we get through processor bindings. So let's make one of these. Cool. Got us a 1K storage part. Now we're gonna need a housing for that. And some processor bindings. There we go. Now let's see. What does a storage housing cost? Storage disk, storage housing. Make one of those. And so then, once you make your storage housing, take your storage part. Now we have a 1K disk. We don't have anything to put it in yet, but I believe that that is going to get us through with enough things to make a good episode for you guys. And as I told y'all before, I expected this section here to be 2 episodes because it's just kind of heavy, especially with trying to get into the wither skeleton skulls, which I'm working on. Actually, we're gonna go check that. So I rigged something up, and I don't know if it's gonna work, but I did rig it up, and I'm gonna try it and see if it'll work. So I moved where my player damage plate was in our little mob farm over here because it does spawn skeletons, hoping that maybe if I put the witch water right there at the front and it pushes all the mobs into it, that we would get some wither skeleton skulls just passively out of this farm running. So far, I've only seen coal, but that does indicate that we were getting wither skeletons, and look there. Bam! We got our wither skeleton skulls. So I'll show y'all what I did, and then we'll call it an episode. So all I did was I dropped the player damage plate down a block, and I put the witch water right where it's pushing everything into, and then the mobs get in there and they sink down, and the player damage plate kills them, and we get our resources from them, which got us 2 wither skeleton skulls to move us along the quest line here. Oddly enough, that gives us all 3 we would need to kill the wither. So maybe, just maybe, we'll open up next episode with killing a wither to get ourselves a nether star. So there you have it. That was how I rigged up the witch water to get us the wither skeletons that we needed to get wither skelly skulls. And then I just used the player damage plate that we had already set up in there to kill the mobs. And it worked. It was pretty genius, if I do say so myself. But with that, we are wrapping it up right here. So next episode we have to look forward to, we are going to kill a wither for sure. we're totally killing a wither next episode. And then we're going to get into dimensional shards. Yay, now that we have the wither skelly skulls, or the silicon, this is unlocked. Now, this has an interesting recipe in here. These are a bunch of things that we have to put into the infusion crafting to make our dimensional shards. So I will go through that process with you guys on the next episode. I'll also get a couple of the seeds that we may want to grow. I'll get the materials prepped up to walk you through making those seeds, because it is a little quirky of a process if you've never been through it before. But we'll get into that next time. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe for more Minecraft content. And if you liked this video, please smash that like button. And if you want to know as soon as the videos drop, go ahead and ring that bell for notifications. Thanks. Bye-bye. Why are you still here? You're supposed to be gone. Should we kill the wither now? Call it extra credit for the people that stay till after the outro? I don't know. It's dangerous. Killing the wither is very, very dangerous. Stay right there. All right, y'all. This is a bad idea, but we're going to do it anyways. So I made a tunnel underground. I put on my good gear. Here we go. All right, now he's in his ground phase. Don't throw your sword on the ground, Wooly. All right. And there y'all have it. The Wither. He made a mess of my kill tunnel, but he didn't kill me. So that is definitely, this is the end. You can quit watching. Thanks for watching though. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of extra content here at the end. I just thought it would be fun to go ahead and get him dead. Bye. Whoa, that's really close.